Before cooking, your ancestors chewed for hours every day. Not hunting, not talking, not building anything, just chewing. Every single day, for hours on end. And here's what that did to them. Here's what stopping it did to you. We think cooking was something humans invented, and a trick, a skill, a tool passed down. Richard Wrangham disagrees. He's a Harvard anthropologist, 30 years studying this. His argument is stranger than you expect. Cooking didn't just change what we ate, it changed what we are. Our brain size, our jaw shape, the length of our gut, how long we live. All of it traces back to one moment. One ancestor held raw binary meat over a flame and didn't walk away. There's an experiment about chimpanzees that changes everything. We'll get to it. But first, you need to understand life before fire. Most people think cooking happened by accident. Lightning hits a tree, someone grabs a burning branch. Curiosity does the rest. That's probably true. But finding fire and cooking with it, different things. Chimps encounter a wildfire every dry season. Fires sweep across the African savanna every year. What do chimps do? They wait at the edge. They watch it pass. Then they walk in behind the fire. They eat whatever it killed. They prefer the cooked food, and they've always preferred it. But they don't cook. So the question was never whether humans like cooked food. Obviously they did. The real question took decades to answer. Why did it change everything when they started? Our species, Homo sapiens, has been around 300,000 years, but controlled fire for cooking goes back further, much further, to Homo erectus, about 1.8 million years ago. Different species, much smaller brain, much larger gut, and that gut is the key to everything. In 2012, researchers published findings from the Wonderwerk Cave, South Africa, deep inside at 1 million years old. They found something that shouldn't have survived. Burned bone fragments, a plant ash, repeated fire in the same place, over and over, not a lightning strike, not an accident. Someone came back to that cave to cook, 1 million years ago. But Wrangham's argument goes back even further. His evidence isn't geological, it's biological. Here's the thing about raw food. Your body works hard to extract calories from it. Raw meat takes twice as long to digest. Potatoes, roots, tubers, barely digest without heat. Without heat, you can't access most of those calories. Chimpanzees spend 4 to 6 hours chewing every day. Every single day. Just chewing. If a modern human tried eating only raw food, they'd need to chew 6 hours a day just to break even on calories. This isn't theory. People have actually tried. In the 1990s, researchers studied dedicated raw food dieters, people who ate nothing but unprocessed, uncooked food. More than half the women stopped menstruating entirely, not from starvation in the traditional sense, from a caloric shortfall so severe. Their bodies shut down reproduction as a survival response. Cooked food wasn't just more convenient. It was the difference between surviving and disappearing. Now, the chimpanzee experiment. Alexandra Rosati at Harvard tested chimps in the mid-2000s. She gave them raw food, then offered a simple choice. Eat it now, raw, or wait a few seconds. Place it in a device that would cook it. The chimps waited. Almost every time they'd transferred the food, they waited, they retrieved it cooked. For food they had never tasted before, they planned ahead. They delayed gratification voluntarily. This unsettled the researchers. The preference for cooked food isn't a human invention. It's older than humans. But here's where it gets really strange. In 1995, Leslie Ayala and Peter Wheeler published a paper. They called it the expensive tissue hypothesis. Your brain is your most expensive organ. It uses 20% of your total body energy, while being only 2% of your body weight. For the brain to grow, something else had to shrink. That something was the gut. As cooking spread, ancestors needed less gut to process food. Heat does the work gut bacteria and acid used to. Smaller gut meant lower energy cost. That freed energy went somewhere. It went to the brain. Homo erectus had a brain 50% smaller than yours. They also had a gut much larger than yours. By the time Homo sapiens appeared, the gut had shrunk dramatically. The brain had nearly doubled, not because of language, not from hunting bigger animals, not from social complexity, from fire, from holding meat over a flame and waiting. Think about what that means right now. Every meal you cook, bread, rice, vegetables, is extracting more energy than your body could raw. You are running on cooking. The brain you're using to understand this sentence exists at this size because your ancestors stopped eating raw. And here's the part that makes anthropologists uncomfortable. We don't know who cooked first. Not the species, not the location, not the moment. We have the biological evidence. We have the archaeological evidence. But the first deliberate act of cooking, nah. The first time someone chose fire over raw happened in silence. In a world with no concept of this. Whoever that was, they weren't trying to evolve. They were just hungry. And every brain that exists today is the consequence of that one decision. If that doesn't change how you see your meal, nothing will. Subscribe. Because the next video is about something else your body decides without asking. And it's stranger than this.